Yes, we're back with Julie and Sam from Glam Gam.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And Carolyn's here too. So to start off, do you want to tell us a bit about what Glam Gam is and what you do?
Well, I can leave that to you, Sam. I talk about Glam Gam a lot.
Okay.
So,
Glam Gam is this kind of collective of this variety of people, some of which are trained professional performers and others who are just bursting with emotion and want to express themselves. We come from so many different backgrounds, different body types, different sexual orientations. Like, it really is this eclectic group of, I always call this a traveling freak show, because
ragtag group of misfits.
and hooligans who like to get on stage and be funny and empowering and sometimes serious. And it's this kind of constant evaluation, reevaluation of ourselves and who we are in society.
Yeah.
Is that good?
And we like to play a lot together.
Yeah, we really do. We feed off each other quite well, actually.
You did a show at Fringe last year, is that right?
Yes.
And the year before.
Yeah, it's our third year in the Fringe.
Okay.
Last year we did the Little Beau Peep Show.
Mm-hmm.
And the year before that, it was If Looks Can Kill, They Will, which was a murder mystery.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. That was our first Fringe show, and really took the troupe to this next level, in my opinion. That was the one that did it.
Scripted shows.
Scripted.
We never used to do scripted shows in the beginning. We were mostly just, a variety show, and everyone would kind of come and do their thing, and there would be a host in between each act. But now we have a script that kind of carries us through the show, and this is our most scripted endeavor yet.
Do you want to tell us a bit about Turning Tricks?
Sure. Well, Turning Tricks, when we first came together a few months ago to discuss what we wanted to do for the Fringe this year, it was, at first it was difficult to come up with an idea, and then all of a sudden we came up with the idea of magic. It was actually Michael, who is the director of the show, who first brought it up, because magic affects us all, and there's a lot of magic we find in our own lives, especially just over the past year. A lot of magical things have been happening in a lot of people's lives, and so it's kind of just let's do a show about magic. And then so we kind of followed that train of thought, and the show just turned into something wild, and we kind of ended up following this path of technology and how technology is magic, and the magic of social media and how that affects us as society. And so we make a bit of a commentary on that. And then the name of the show, Turning Tricks, also
The double entendre.
Double entendre, if you will. Yes, because tricks, as in we are magicians in the show. We're supposed to be magicians anyway.
And all different types of magicians too. We have the potion dealer, the more classic magician,
a psychic.
We have a psychic. We have an animal tamer, and then the ring mistress.
Yes, I
who's played by Julie.
I play Goldie Showers, the ring mistress of the Gold Dust Women.
Yes.
And also, it is implied that not only we are magicians, because we bring the show on the road, but to make our money, it is implied that we are sex workers, which also, turning tricks. But this is not the focus of the show. It's just that's our job.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. And so that's how the show begins, and then all of a sudden we encounter this evil cyber force that takes us to the dark side, and then all of a sudden you're watching a completely different show.
I always say it's 3 different shows in one, really. You go from this magic show to this really dark show, and then the ending, I'm not going to say much more than that, but it gets pretty, I don't know, I think it's pretty special in my opinion.
And it ends in a contemporary dance piece, which I
was shocked and horrified with at first, but now I love it. I love it so much.
It's a first for us, contemporary dance. So we have a dance piece which is choreographed by our good friend and amazing choreographer Gabrielle Coulter.
She's incredible.
Who has worked with us last year as well.
She's so patient with us. She always calls us the most dynamic group of movers she's ever met. It's so true.
We don't know if that's an insult or...
No, it's a compliment. Totally.
Does that mean like one thing led to another when you were, like you said, magic was what you started with, and then it just became like the dark thing, and then you decided to end it with dance?
You know what, kind of.
It's kind of, yeah.
We all sort of picked a character, right? And then we kind of developed our characters together in a room at different times, just talking about, okay, what would my character do here? What would your character do? Like, how can we create a plot? And like what we wanted to do, because some people in the troupe are amazing with set, and they're like, I want to push myself and I want to build this giant set and I want the opportunity to do that. And that's something else about Glam Gam. We really support each other in pushing ourselves, and when we do it, it's like, some magic happens.
How many people are involved in the show?
Quite a few, because for the entire show, there's a collective of about 10 of us that worked on the script writing and worked on it from the beginning.
Oh my God.
And then we brought in a lot of other people. Like we have we have an amazing singer in the show.
She's like amazing.
Who opens the show, and we have a couple of amazing dancers who are going to be in these crazy morph suits.
Yeah.
And we also have a pole dancer.
And we have a guest person who comes in for every show. We have a different person.
It's true.
Yeah.
There's a cameo every night of the show.
So if you come to the show, you will see at least one different performance every time if you come more than once.
Exactly.
Which is really cool. To create a community, right? Like we get to know so many people, and like Glam Gam has worked with so many amazing people.
Yeah, we have like some circus performance this year. There's a puppet in the show. She makes a little appearance.
Back.
Yeah. So I didn't answer about how many, but there's quite a few of us. Maybe about 20.
Yeah, let's say 20. With like, we also have photographers and videographers as well, and people that come in and help with choreography, or just even someone that like helps with a costume.
Drag performer. It's actually my Ginger counterpart, Tristan Ginger's first time doing a performance in full drag, so that should be exciting.
Incredible.
Bearded drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a lot of stuff.
It really is.
Sorry, we're babblers.
Well, it starts this weekend.
It opens on Saturday.
Saturday night? Oh my gosh, really? I have plans Saturday night. Shoot, no.
Do you have a lot of things left to do for the show?
It feels like, but no. Compared to where we were, we've done a lot of work.
And I mean, we had our final dress rehearsal last night, which I feel like the energy was really high and everyone was really, giving it their all. But as per usual at, when you do a dress rehearsal,
The stress rehearsal.
Good one. There were a few snafus, and then, anxiety comes, but it's just, they always say, bad dress, good show. Good show.
It wasn't even that bad.
No.
And a lot of the things you have to remember too is everyone in this troupe, not everyone, I think most people in this troupe have other jobs. This isn't our profession, it's our love and our passion. So some people came after like an 8-hour shift, came to Cleo's. We were there until midnight, maybe even later for some people. And, we were all really tired, and we still, like,
the energy was high the
whole
whole way through. That was one thing that I was very impressed with.
I think I still have glue on my face from my costume.
Yeah,
it was
so
really
I think
nice.
the quality of performance that people will receive is always going to be... I mean, if people keep that energy all the way through, which I'm sure they will, because, we feed off each other and we feed off our audience, I think it's going to be a highly entertaining show.
Yeah, every time we do a show, I like fall in love with it more and more, to be honest. There's always like new things even I'm discovering in there, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see that little look you guys give each other at this point. That's cool for like your character development, or like there's so many layers really in it.
Sounds fun. So how long have you been practicing or planning this?
Well, Glam Gam started about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then we've all been working, not all of us, but a few of us have been working together since then. And I think it was about 6 months ago.
Yeah, we got together in January to discuss. I think that's when the meeting was, when we came up with the idea of magic.
Well, actually, we didn't come up with it at the first meeting.
Yeah, okay, it's true. We just shot around a bunch of ideas and then, yeah.
Our creative process is really interesting.
But yeah, that's when the seed was planted, and then I think we seriously started writing the script in February.
Yeah. And that's interesting too, because we have so many students who are like in the middle of exams, and like we had finals back in May when we started rehearsing, and it's a balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
It says the show is like about 100 minutes, like that's like a movie length. So were you planning on it being so long?
Actually, this is our shortest.
Well,
okay.
Our show last year was 2 hours, so we cut this one down by 20 minutes. We think that's a huge accomplishment.
We just have so many people, right, that want to do so much, and like we have so much to express.
It's
that
hard
it's
to edit.
Hard to edit, and I think 100 minutes is good.
And there's never a dull moment, so we think that, you know,
it's a cabaret. There's still drinks, and there's still, there's an intermission. It's like going out with friends. You can still like,
yeah.
It's not like a play where you sit down in the dark and you can't talk.
Yeah,
and
you can
can't
get
interact.
up and go pee, no problem.
Yeah, and it's like, and not even just that. Sometimes the actors come out into the audience and they interact with you, and they'll like. I know a few of the cameos even pull people up on stage, so it is like an experience we all kind of share together.
Yes.
Which
absolutely.
Cool. Let's take a little musical break, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Awesome.
Yeah, stay tuned. Time is 1:22. You're back on Venus on CKUT. Just heard a couple tracks from Girls in Uniform. They're playing tonight at Divan Orange, so you can find out more about that show online. So yeah, we're back with Julie and Sam from Glam Gam. We were just talking off the air about the magic on the show, and conventional ideas that we have about magic, and maybe how the show is a little bit different. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Well, yeah, first of all, our troupe is a group of all female magicians, which is definitely unconventional, I think, in the world of magic that we see,
at least popular magic.
On TV and
like
at shows.
Most famous magicians, I would say, are masculine, like male figures. It's like it's definitely dominated.
Yeah.
At least.
Screw David Blaine, Chris Angel, magic is a woman's business.
Right.
A little excerpt from
my. To hear more. Yeah, and it is about like not just female empowerment and magic, but the magic in the world, and it's brought by a group of women, which is cool. It's cool to see women doing magic, and we have some actual magic acts that happen too that are death-defying,
daring,
dangerous.
Yeah. For example, I will make an entire poutine disappear in front of everybody's eyes.
Actually, I already know that magic trick. I've done that.
Oh, I assure you.
Practice it yourself, I'm sure.
I assure you, this one is unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Excuse me. One thing that's interesting. My goodness. It's from all the practicing and.
Yeah. Projecting,
yeah, lost my voice. As Sam, you were mentioning before, that a lot of people expect at a Glam Gam show to see my counterpart, Michael J. McCarthy, often has a very large presence on the stage.
Yeah, as like one of the founding fathers of Glam Gam, he's a public kind of person in the community. Everyone's kind of expecting to see him a lot, but...
Yeah, he took on a much smaller role this time around. It's a very funny role.
Oh, it's amazing.
But he took a more behind the scenes role this year and decided to direct the show.
It's directing his first show, and he's like doing so great. He's supporting all of us in our madness.
Yeah, that's another thing about, you say, Glam Gam supporting people, because he wanted to challenge himself, and he does have a supporting director as well, Hannah Morrow, who has joined our group this year.
She's magic.
She is
magic
fantastic.
Brought to this troupe for us.
Yeah, she's this little feminist ball of joy.
Spitfire. And so supportive of us. Because, like I said, most of us don't have, some of us do, but most of us don't have theater background. And it's always nice to have different points of view, you know, of people telling you how you can improve, and doing it in like a really safe environment where, it's all about support, and it's all about helping each other become the best we can be, right?
Yeah, she's been pushing us definitely to act more, because as Sam had mentioned, I mean, some of us do have theater backgrounds, but most don't. I mean, the majority of the troupe were just people who like to perform and just wanted to have a space where we could perform and but
express ourselves.
Yeah. And Hannah's come along and she does these exercises with us, and so that we can try to find our characters.
It's been super
find
helpful.
Our voice, and it's we really appreciate it, and we've had a lot of fun with her.
With both of them together, they work well together.
They're a good team.
And then our stage manager Mish, who's been there since the beginning of Glam Gam, and she's also being super supportive. And the stagehands, oh God, they're so these people, like, the stuff that they have to do is.
Can you tell that we really love each other and love our troupe?
Sounds good. Well, speaking of support, the show is in benefit of Stella.
Yes, well, we are going to be raising funds at our show for Stella, which is local sex workers' rights activist group run by and for sex workers. And we have worked with them in the past, and we think that they're a very important organization, and so we want to raise funds for them. So at the show, we are going to be having a 50-50 draw in benefit of them, and I also host a weekly bingo event at Notre Dame des Quais,
which is a lot of fun. You should totally go. It's great.
Which for last month and this month has been in benefit of Stella, and we are also giving away tickets to our show Monday night at bingo.
Cool.
And also, just to mention, just in regards to Stella, next Saturday, the 14th, at Peace Park at noon, there's going to be a demonstration, which is actually a dance-a-thon. And
our cast and crew will be there.
We will all be there in support, and hope that many of your listeners will come out and dance as
with
well.
us.
Because and especially seeing the revisions to the to the bill regarding the criminalization of sex work. They released yesterday that because they had a year to revise this the laws in Canada, and they released their new plan for criminalization of sex work, which is not good. No. And so there's a big fight ahead, and
up for it, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's Peace Park, you said?
Peace Park, yeah, which is on Saint Laurent, in between René-Lévesque and St. Catherine. It's actually pretty much across the street from Cleo's, which is where our show is.
12:30
historic Café Cléopâtre.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there any closing words you want to say? Or
I think I kind of want to bring up the fact that Mercury is going to go into retrograde on the day that we open the show, which is kind of interesting because, Mercury's retrograde has to do with communication and it has to do with technology, and that's what our play is kind of about. So it was like magic again, It just so happens that these things are all kind of aligning.
Yeah. It's true. Mercury in retrograde, it has a lot to do with technology fucking up. And am I allowed to say that on the air?
Yeah. We won't get it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it is interesting that it happens to go into retrograde.
And expressing yourself. And that's kind of what this troupe's all about. We're all about expressing ourselves. And we hope, like, at least for me, I think I can speak for everyone when I say this, like, we want the audience to walk away with this sense of empowerment themselves. You know, with every Glam Gam show, we kind of want people to leave feeling like, yes, like, I am all of these things as well. Like, I am sexy, I am funny, I am empowered to be me. And there's no shame in sex or in...
your body.
Your body, yeah, your body. It's all about body positivity.
Right on.
Yeah.
That just gave me a song idea to play.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks
I should
for
have said
having
this
us.
like 4 times already earlier.
Thanks for
but-
having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. The show starts Saturday, June 7th, runs for 2 weeks, which is 10 shows.
And it's a part of the Fringe. It's an off-Fringe. I don't know if we mentioned that. So you can get tickets online on the Montreal Fringe website or at the door.
At the door, yeah. And you can visit our website, glamgam.com.
Right.
It has the link as well.
Okay.
And there's 10 shows in total, all with kind of different starting times. So you definitely want to check it out and not just show up because they vary.
Okay. And there's a video, so we can post all these things
Please
on
do.
the Venus blog,
Yes,
Venus
watch
Radio,
the
CKUT.
video.
.wordpress.com. Do you want to say anything about the video, or does it explain itself?
Well, the video was actually filmed by Sam's partner, Eric Hocus, and it was edited by Michael J. McCarthy.
See, we all support each other.
And it is quite hilarious.
I think it's the best video yet, honestly. I think it's really funny.
It's basically just a prequel to the show saying how our troupe met and how my character, Goldie Showers, encountered the rest of the Gold Dust women. And it all begins with me peeing on Michael. And
It's
that's
worth it
all
for
I'm
that
going
scene
to
alone.
say.
Honestly, it's worth watching just for that moment. It's beautiful.
Cool. All right. Well, look forward to watching it. Yeah, thanks again for coming.
Thanks for having us. It was
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah,
Come see our show.
yeah, totally will. Okay.